and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you the Madam Glam Builder Gels, which is a pretty new product that Madam Glam have brought out. I've been wearing these for approximately 6 weeks now. I have natural nails that I keep rather short, and I first of all applied it around Christmas time. Since then I did a 3-week refill, and I'm now up to a second refill, which is another 3 weeks down the track. I'm using the light pink builder gel, and I also have the light beige. One thing I have to say is I found that this was really thick. The first time I applied it, I used the brush that comes with the bottle, on the bottle lid, and it was awful. I hated the application. I don't do a lot of gel application, only gel polish, so I'm not really practiced a lot with it. I am qualified to do it, but I don't often use gels in my salon. So I must admit I found that brush very tedious to use, and it made my job a lot harder. So when it came to my refill, I decided to buy a little pot which is totally opaque, and I used my own gel brush, which I found was a much better application, and I didn't actually mind how thick the gel was once I was using my own gel brush and using the product from the lid of the little jar. So I loaded up the brush from the bottle with a lot of product, and then I used my gel brush to sort of scrape down each side of that brush, and then I sort of rolled that bead of gel into the lid of my pot. And what I actually do is when I'm finished, any extra product I leave in that lid, and I just screw it on to the bottom, and I store it upside down in a drawer. So as long as the pot is totally opaque, it will not cure in between usage. The brush that I use has a little detail brush on one end, a really little fine brush, which is great if you do want to do some intricate artwork, and then the other end is a flat brush, which is what I use for my gel application. It's actually a brush that Denise Johns has recommended on her channel, and after I saw her using it, I went and got one for myself. I'm really glad I did, because I love this brush. It's so easy to apply gel. As for the pots, I bought those from my local supplier, so I can't put a link for those, but I'm sure if you search eBay or Amazon for totally opaque pots or something like that, I'm sure you'll be able to find something that's similar. Here's my nails at the beginning. They're looking quite blunt at the moment because I did use clippers to just cut across them yesterday. I was in the garden and they'd gotten so long and unbearable that I just decided to cut them off, ready for the application. And what I then do is I go in with my cuticle pusher, and I push back the cuticles, and also use that to scrape off any cuticle that's on the nail plate. I then use a file, I think I used a 120 grit, and remove the gel polish from the enhancements. And I also smooth out the ridge between the enhancement and the natural nail. I file off any of the gel that has lifted, and I also redefine the side walls and the free edge. So once I've done all the filing, I then I actually wash my hands under the water with soap and a little nail brush, and make sure that all that dust is off of the nail. I don't actually apply any type of dehydrator. I found that I haven't needed to, so I just go in with the Madam Glam base coat that you use with their gel polish range, and I apply this to all my 4 fingers and cure in my Sun 5 lamp for 30 seconds. I leave my thumbs till last. I just find it's easier when I'm doing my own nails, as they tend to get in the way and get lint on them and things like that. Once I've cured the base coat, I then like to get a small bead of the gel on my brush and do just a thin layer of that gel over the surface of the nail. And once I've done this, I like to flash cure for 5 seconds in the lamp, and I then come in with a bit larger bead and I just place that down near the cuticle end of the nail and just sort of maneuver that bead around the nail until I've got a nice smooth consistency. It will self-level a little bit, so you don't have to be ultra fussy, but yeah, that's just how I do the application, and I find that it works for me. In between each layer, I just do a flash cure for 5 seconds, and the same as when I jump to the next nail. I actually just cure the other one for 5 seconds and move on. And right at the end, when I've finished applying it to all of the 4 fingers, I do a cure for 30 seconds in the Sun 5 lamp. Once I've applied the gel to all of the nails, I then get a lint-free wipe with isopropyl alcohol and remove the tacky layer from the nails, and then I go in and do my finish filing. With gel, it's a lot softer than acrylic, so you only need to really use a 180 file, and yeah, I found that that was all I needed to use, and I didn't finish it with a buffer or anything because I was going to apply gel polish afterwards. Once I've finished filing all the nails, I then like to wash my hands with soap and water, and I use a little nail brush and get right into the sidewalls and around the cuticle area and underneath the free edge, and just make sure there's absolutely no dust left on the nail. And I then go in and apply a gel polish. I finish my nails off by applying the Madam Glam Fiesta in a bottle, which is a really pretty pink with lots of holographic glitter in it. I didn't film this part as I have plenty of videos on my channel with application of gel polish. I applied 2 coats and finished it off with a coat of Madam Glam's No Wipe top coat. Overall, I really enjoyed working with this gel. I found it's good for me because I have quite short nails. I like to keep them really short. If you had long nails, I doubt that the bottle would last you very long. So far, like I said, I've done 1 complete overlay and then 2 refills, but my nails when I began were about as short as they are now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, if you just leave them in the comments section below, I'll get back to you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd really like it if you could. If you enjoyed the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, and also if you could hit the little bell underneath my name, that will then send you notifications whenever I upload a new video to the channel. Once again, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, have a great day. Bye!